This evening, citizens continue to picket the mayor and town clerk. Local Lions Club celebrates 7 years. In the region, in Trinidad and Tobago, THA says no to a separate Tobago police unit. And internationally, scientists unveil a model of one of the first inhabitants of England.
From Safe TV headquarters in South Rival Gardens, this is Safe TV Headline News with George Gonzalez.
Today is Thursday, February the 8th, 2018, and this edition of Headline News is now being streamed live on our YouTube channel. Thank you for joining us. Protesters are calling for the mayor and town clerk to step down. Esther Sobers has more.
A small but dedicated group has gathered in front of City Hall for the 4th week in a row to protest Mayor Patricia Chase Green and Town Clerk Royston King. They are upset with the way the two are running the city.
I'm out here along with my colleagues here just to say that we're not going away. Even though we're only 3 today, those numbers can increase dramatically if we're pushed.
The persons are calling for the mayor and town clerk to step down.
The roads are dirty. Garbage is not picked up. City Hall is falling down, falling apart in front of our very eyes. And we have Pat and Roy sitting on these majestic seats and defying the ministers and think they can do whatever they want.
That was Don Singh. The main issue with the city is how they are managing the finances of the city.
This council came into being and they met $180 in the good, in the black. We now hear 2 years later that we're $3 billion in the red, which accounts for $6 million per day over what they've received. Now that is utter madness. We see new fees every day, a garbage fee. We hear our rates and taxes are being raised. We don't mind paying, but we have to see action.
This protester is repeating the call against the parking meters deal. He feels that renegotiation was not genuine.
It seems to me that this renegotiation is simply a lowering of the fees and then presenting the same contract back, to us in the hope that the lowered fees will, somehow appease us.
The other protesters are asking King and Chase Green to step down. This protester is asking for them to be investigated.
Senior people, the mayor, the town clerk, the chairman of the Legal Affairs Committee, all covered this matter up. For 2 months, they sat back and they tried to sweep it under the carpet and pretend it never happened. We need to have those people investigated.
Despite their small size, they plan to protest every Thursday at noon until they have their demands met. Reporting for Channel 2 Headline News, I'm Esther Sobers.
Thanks, Esther. A team of law enforcement officers commanded by a superintendent yesterday conducted a drug eradication operation at Ibini, Upper Berbice River. The operation, which lasted in excess of 15 hours, saw an estimated 300,000 cannabis plants ranging between 6 inches to 5 feet in height, 150,000 kilograms of dried cannabis, a number of nurseries with about 100,000 seedlings, and 4 camps being destroyed by fire. A single barrel shotgun, 3 live cartridges, a water pump, and a chainsaw, which were found during the operation, have been seized and lodged by the police. No arrests were made, but investigators are in the process of tracing the ownership of the approximately 10-acre plot of land. The Grove Lions Club celebrated their 7th anniversary at the Princess Hotel. Esther Sobers brings us that story.
We have achieved much over the years.
That was the club president, Kemi Cummings. She was speaking at the 7th anniversary of the Diamond Grove Lions Club.
During the past years, we would have successfully presented the following legacy project: abolished the community of Diamond Grove, adopted the new Diamond Grove Primary School, erected Lions Welcome sign in Diamond, and erected the Diamond Grove School sign. Distribute several reading books and other related educational material to schools. Renovated a home in Diamond for a family. Construct a front step.
The president said that the Grove Lions also assisted the community in the area of academics.
held an education summer program for kids. 1 year school feeding program for the Diamond Grove Primary School. Collaborated with Ramada Georgetown Princess with several feeding programs, clothing, and household items, and bursary award programs also.
For the 4th consecutive year, Pastor Jeffrey was asked to be the feature presenter. He was introduced by the founder of the club, Petal Ridley.
He is also a political journalist and a general journalist. He's an all-rounder. So without any further ado, because it's too long for me to introduce the pastor, because I need to hear the word, let me invite Pastor Wendell Jeffrey to bring the word for us today. Thank you.
We talk about a two-sided coin. Service is a two-sided coin. One side of the coin is art, the other side is science. And I'm saying that the true engagement of effective service must be balanced by the application of both the art and the science of service.
Pastor Wendell Jeffrey told the Lions Group that they must pay careful attention to the complete package of service.
The science of effective service is the ability of the server to fully ascertain the need for the service being requested.
Past Council Chair, Mrs. Maxine Cummins, has supported the Diamond Grove Club from its inception.
And I'd like to congratulate you for staying the course. The 7th anniversary, and I'm looking forward to working with you. We got the 10th to come.
District Governor Sean Noel emphasized the need for building up and encouraging one another.
When we praise each other, we build up each other. And that, I believe, will bring the togetherness that we're seeking. Because we all realize that when we praise each other and we build up each other, we grow together as a family.
Reporting for Channel 2 Headline News, I'm Esther Sobers.
Thanks, Esther. Don't go away. We have more news for you after the break. For the best Creole food in town, come to Ridley's Restaurant. Taste our hot meals, fresh bread, and sweet pastries. Our spacious dining hall is free for all occasions. For reservations and more, call 226-2518 or 225-7245. We're open Monday to Saturday from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Wrigley's Restaurant, located at 38 Robb Street, Laceytown, between King and Wellington Streets. For breakfast, lunch, and dinner, Ridley's Restaurant. Tasty and healthy eating.
What's wrong with your AC?
It's not working.
Well, we wouldn't be able to continue this meeting anymore because this place is extremely hot.
Wait, please don't go.
Here's a company you can call to get your AC fixed. Action Cool.
Honey, what's dinner? I had a hard day.
I'm sorry you have a hard day, but guess what, babes? I didn't cook today because the stove is not working.
Having trouble at home or at the office? Then call the professionals at Action Cool. Our fully trained technical team have the skills and experience in repairs of all air-conditioned units, refrigerators, gas stoves, washing machines, and a whole lot more. For further information, visit us at 86 Hill and Princess Street, Mandela Avenue, Georgetown, or call us on telephone number 225-7867.
Welcome back. A 57-year-old ex-police officer was today remanded to prison for allegedly raping a 3-year-old girl. Dion Aaron was not required to plead to the indictable charge. The court alleged that on March 14, 2016, at Friendship Squatting Area, East Bank, Demerara, he sexually assaulted a child under the age of 16. He was remanded to prison until February 22, 2018. Why did the Surinamese government know more about Roger Khan than the former PPPC administration? Wendell Jeffrey answers this and more during part 3 of his interview with former Prime Minister Sam Hinds.
The exclusive interview that the former Prime Minister offered me has been proven very informative. Over the last 2 reports, we heard that the PPPC believes that the post-1997 elections upheaval was facilitated by leaders of the PNC. We also understand from the interview that the Prime Minister said that he knew Roger Khan because he had heard in his capacity as Prime Minister that Roger Khan was a drug dealer. In today's report, I asked the Prime Minister how it is that the Suriname government had more incriminating information on Mr. Roger Khan than the PPPC government had at the time. I also asked Mr. Hinds what he thought of the commissions of inquiry that Mr. David Granger, President David Granger, has announced. You will also hear the Prime Minister admit that if the COIs are done right, there might be some revelations that may implicate both the PPPC government at the time and current members of this administration. Mr. Prime Minister, you telling me that our neighbors in Suriname knew that Roger Khan was a drug dealer to the extent to where they shipped him from Suriname to Trinidad, turned him over to the United States government, and that Guyana's intelligence, that Roger Khan was nowhere on the intelligence in Guyana as a drug dealer?
I would say he's not nowhere. There are lots of people who I expect are on the list, but you have to have, there needs to be a case to be made.
Why didn't Guyana do what Suriname did and turn Roger Khan over to the American government?
Maybe the U.S., I don't know if the U.S. requested him or not from Guyana. In the case of Suriname, he was requested by the U.S. as far as I'm aware.
After Roger Khan was arrested and all the information came out in the United States courts, was your government at the time able to verify that information about Roger Khan?
I don't think we went to verify it. I would guess that he was there, it was said. One would normally accept or start with an acceptance of what the U.S. court would have said.
So you accepted that?
One would start with an acceptance.
Roger Khan officiated, and I'm understanding from you, the president at the time of the administration, PPC, had an idea that he was out there and that there were rumors that he was involved in some of these nefarious activities and so on.
All Guyanese maybe had that idea.
Yeah, but I'm talking to the Prime Minister of the country.
Yes.
I'm fortunate enough to have this interview.
Yes.
And that is the era of death that this current administration, the president, speaks about.
There was death from the other side too. I went to a funeral where a GDF soldier was shot in Buxton, one who seemed to be going after what he's supposed to do. A soldier who was following his commitment to the state and to uphold the government. He was shot and killed in Buxton. A lot of what I'm saying here is not necessarily PPPC talk. I would expect that most would be agreeable, but we have not had. We're not in government. We know, and we have not had. I'm not talking here from a sit-down a discussion that we had. One would hope that we would address this era with the attitude and the mind of revelation and redemption and resolution and reconciliation, because both parties have maybe done what they would not have wanted to do, maybe, or what they thought they were forced to do, what they would not have wanted to do. The blacks feeling that, you know, it's intolerable for us to think of having Indians in government, an Indian party, PPPC in government for all time. I can understand the feelings of the Indo-Guyanese who are having a series of robberies, maybe 100 persons robbed and no response to it, that they would form a vigilante group and so on. But I think we need to go to it with that attitude and understanding.
What I'm hearing you say is that the Commission of Inquiries might show that there were malfeasance at the administrative level of the PPC and that there were also malfeasance at the administrative level of the PNC. Is that what I'm hearing you say?
I would not be surprised if that is demonstrated. This COI starting at Lindo Creek is starting at the end. You know, if me and you are cuffing each other, I cuff you, you cuff me back, and somebody comes in and just clips a picture when you cuff me back, the report is, he cuffed me, Jeffrey cuffed me. So we are very concerned, unhappy about this splicing up of the period, and particularly starting with the very end one. We think that it seeks to negate the logic which will be seen in a chronological
correct. It don't tell the whole story.
It doesn't tell the whole story.
For Channel 2 Headline News, I am Wendell Jeffrey.
Thanks, Wendell. This morning, the Ministry of Social Cohesion, Department of Culture, Youth and Sport, received a $2.8 million check from Republic Bank to support the 2018 Panorama Steel Pan competitions. The Republic Bank's Water Street branch manager, Miss Celine Davis, presented the check to the ministry's permanent secretary, Miss Melissa Tucker. Miss Davis spoke of the bank's commitment to empower the youth of Guyana, saying, quote, Republic Bank is a proud sponsor of this program in terms of art and what it does for the youth. We are also very much interested in our youth, so with our power, we use it to make a difference. End quote. According to Matrimony Coordinator, Mr. Andrew Tyndall, this is the 10th year that the bank is sponsoring the competition. He further added that the bank's sponsorship is not only limited to the competition, but also in the promotion and development of the art form. Join us after the break, where we take a look at our regional news, our international news, and more.
This is really hot. What's wrong with your AC?
It's not working.
Well, we wouldn't be able to continue this meeting anymore because this place is extremely hot.
Wait, please don't go.
Here's a company you can call to get your AC fixed. Action Cool.
Honey, what's for dinner? I had a hard day.
I'm sorry you had a hard day, but guess what, babes? I didn't cook today because the stove is not working.
Having trouble at home or at the office? Then call the professionals at Action Cool. Our fully trained technical team have the skills and experience in repairs of all air-conditioned units, refrigerators, gas stoves, washing machines, and a whole lot more. For further information, visit us at 86 Hill and Princess Street, Mandela Avenue, Georgetown, or call us on telephone number 225-7867.
the best Creole food in town? Come to Ridley's Restaurant. Taste our hot meals, fresh bread, and sweet pastries. Our spacious dining hall is free for all occasions. For reservations and more, call 226-2518 or 225-7245. We're open Monday to Saturday from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Wrigley's Restaurant, located at 38 Robb Street, Laceytown, between King and Wellington Streets. For breakfast, lunch, and dinner, Ridley's Restaurant. Tasty and healthy eating. Welcome back. And we now take a look at the region. In Trinidad and Tobago, THA Chief Secretary Kelvin Charles has responded to Minority Leader Watson Duke's call for a meeting to discuss a localized police unit, saying measures are already in place for Tobago to become more secure. The Minority Leader is demanding a meeting to deal with what Tobago calls a low detection rate. Patricia Nicholson has the details.
Chief Secretary Kelvin Charles, in response to Minority Leader Watson Duke's call for a meeting to discuss a localized police unit, says measures are already in place for Tobago to become more secure. The Minority Leader is demanding a meeting to deal with what he calls Tobago's low detection rate. Patricia Nicholson has the details.
The release from Chief Secretary Kelvin Charles came late Tuesday afternoon. He confirmed that in 2003 the legislature met and passed a draft form of legislation as an assembly bill to assist the THA Act No. 40 of 1996 in legitimizing the assembly police. Mr. Charles said records further indicated that the THA police bill was considered by the Legislative Review Committee of the then Cabinet and other stakeholders such as the Commissioner of Police and the Chief Personnel Officer, who raised specific concerns. The Chief Secretary also confirmed that to date the intent of the THA police bill was reflected in the Tobago Autonomy Draft Bill, which he said was due to be presented in Parliament. He said provision was made in this bill under the item of national security, which stipulated that the THA would be responsible for internal security in Tobago. Mr. Charles noted that a joint initiative between the Commissioner of Police and the THA has resulted in the bolstering of the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service Tobago Division by 20 specially selected officers. Senior Superintendent Joan Archie has confirmed that some of these officers have already assumed duty on the island. In addition, Mr. Charles also highlighted that beaches in Tobago continued to be patrolled by the tourism-oriented police unit, which has been contributing to controlling crime on the island. He said the THA remained committed to ensuring high levels of security in Tobago and continues to work closely with the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service. I'm Patricia Nicholson for C News.
And internationally, scientists finally put a face to Cheddar Man, Britain's oldest complete skeleton from 10,000 years ago. BBC News reports.
This is what people looked like in Western Europe and Britain 10,000 years ago, not what we would have expected.
1, 2, 3, bye-bye!
In museums, reconstructions, they look a bit like this guy has a spark to him as well.
I'm Chris Stringer, and I'm a research leader in human origins at the Natural History Museum in London. And I'm holding here this wonderful reconstructed head of Cheddar Man. And I've been studying the skeleton of Cheddar Man for some 40 years or so. And now with DNA technology, we've got the whole genome of Cheddar Man. And here we've got a scientific reconstruction of what he looked like. We've got his hair form, his skin, his blue eyes, and that dark skin colour, that combination really striking. And getting out of here information about his biology, the fact that, for example, he couldn't digest milk. Because that came in with the advent of farming after the time of Cheddar Man. So we're getting his whole biology, how he relates to people in Europe at the time, and how he relates to people in Britain now.
In a very bright light environment, and now it's like stuffed animal, you know this?
Yeah.
Horrible.
But you can die.
And curl it now with the heater.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Like Tom.
Like Tom, now, this morning, you know what?
And now for your 7-day weather forecast. Here's this week's bridge retraction schedule and today's foreign currency exchange rates. And that's Channel 2 Headline News for this Thursday evening. As we take our leave, we invite you to find Channel 2 Headline News on Facebook and YouTube. You can also tune in tomorrow morning at 6:30 for a rebroadcast, and Friday evening at 6 o'clock for more news. For now, I'm George Gonzalez, signing out from this newscast, saying thank you for welcoming us into your homes, and do have a blessed evening.